just read a report. Well, I've been reading several reports of the people who've been getting killed. And one report said that the police were killing people because of the Derek Chauvin verdict. And mind you, that black people aren't writing these reports that I'm reading. These reports that are like the Washington Post and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And speaking of the Washington Post, I went and pulled up their numbers on the rate of shooting and police shootings that have happened since 2000. 2000. And I'll show you the diagram. It's a diagram. So, rate of shootings 2020, 2021. And I think they went all the way back to 2015. Said there are 1,000 people killed each year. Said it's the same rate. Then they went ahead and said they gave us some facts for all of you people who are trying to act like racism and police killing black people isn't a real thing, as in slavery isn't still a real thing. Some people don't even think slavery happened now. Some people, slavery never happened. The slaves, they did that on their own. They came over here on boats that they didn't have. They, millions of them jumped in the water and were chained up. They chained themselves up and threw themselves into the water so sharks can eat them. They did all these crimes to themselves. Slavery. Like the jail systems is still a form of slavery. It is. But here you have some real numbers you guys can go and look up. Some real numbers. You guys can go and look up these numbers of how many black people are killed by police. 1,504. Hispanics, 1,055. Whites, 2,884 killed. Other races, 239. Here's some real numbers you can go and look up. And then it has how many people live in this country. 36 million black people, 26 million Hispanics. I'm sorry. This is not how many people live in the country. Even though this is kind of close, it's 36 million. We're around 40 million. I think the Hispanics are around 26 million, but that's going to drastically change. But white people are like 240 million. So I'm not sure what this number is for. But it shows that black people are killed at a higher rate than any other race. So I just wanted to point that out to some of you who still want to argue this and act like it's not true. The police are a bunch of gang members. They started off that way. They started off as militia. Militia meaning a gang. That's how the police started off. They started off rounding up slaves. They started off as the militia that were hired by the government. And this is why you don't have a lot of police going to jail for what they do, because they were hired by the government. Okay? They started off as the militia. Officer and overseer is the same thing. That's why when they say, "Hey, come here," and you're like, "No, I'm coming over there. I don't have to come to you. I didn't do anything." They're like, you're like, "Why should I come over?" They're like, "Because I said so." Which means if you don't do what they say, they're going to escalate, even though the law says different. You didn't do anything. You don't have to talk to them. I don't have no contract with you. I didn't call you. We got a call on you. Okay, okay, what the call say? And they always say we got a call on you, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they got a call. Good morning. I never got your Cash App star. So I don't know what happened, but I never got it. We got a call about you. Really let me hear it. Because this is just their way of saying we have the right to come and talk to you. You notice a lot of these rappers who get in trouble. A lot of them get in trouble over stuff that they did do, and then some of them get in trouble over stuff that they didn't do. The police officers recognize who they are, and then they say, "We got a call saying you were waving a gun around." They just did this to Offset right in front of Cardi B, and she came out like, "That's my husband. What are you doing?" Yeah, we got a call that says you were waving a gun around. He was like, "I wasn't waving no gun around." It was like, "Get out the car." And got him out the car and arrested him. Why? Because that's some gang member tactics right there. He's clearly sitting in a car. He wasn't waving a gun around. People got to understand what it is. Slavery. Still the same thing. Hold a second. Slavery, people. Same thing. Slavery. All these police shootings ain't gonna, no matter what we do, because they're sanctioned by the government. They have the U.S. Army behind them. Pretty soon, it's gonna come to a fever pitch. Because Army or not, you can't keep doing this and expect the people not to have a violent reaction. The people have been having a peaceful reaction. But pretty soon, it's going to be an all out war. And it's not just going to be black people, it's going to be everyone. And they're just not going to burn down Walmart. Once again, it's going to be brother against brother. Because if you work for the police force and your brother is against what the police are doing, you're going to end up fighting and killing each other. It's going to happen, and it's coming up soon. Blood is spiritually bound. You cannot spill blood without the spirits getting involved in it. And the more blood you spill, the more they get involved. And they're going to come for you in waves. There's going to be no protection. I mean, you're going to run out of bullets. You're gonna run out of these little there's all this stuff you use on killing other people in other countries. It's just going to get to such a point where it's going to you're going to have to wake up and be like, why am I doing this? How many people have I slaughtered? And then it's going to catch up to you. You've been listening to the wrong people. You can you can use every law in the book, but all that's going to go away because you're supposed to be the law, and you're not upholding the law. You're abusing it.